Folks, this is a historic event in many respects. This is our first attempt to try and translate a form we've been practicing for so many years I've lost count. Epic improv, based on the improvathon form practiced by Dynasty, Showstoppers, the School of Night, and other countless improv ensembles worldwide. We've been doing epic improv for years in person as an 8-hour stretch of back-to-back 4 episodes of improvised soap opera performances, usually in some kind of distinctive genre. This year, we are using the Zoom room and participating by means of the astral plane in a disembodied space. We are still willing and interested and excited about improvising for you here today. And what we're going to be doing all week long, starting tonight, is epic improvisation. This is long form. We're going to be interested in following the paths of particular characters and the lives, particularly of some people surrounding the small market TV station, K-Time, K-T-Y-M, K-Time, Killing Time with Us. And so that's the title for this year's epic improv event, Killing Time. Leave your bodies with us. Join us here in the Zoom room as we continue to improvise, not just tonight, but Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this week. We have 8 shows in a single week, and this is the first. Tune in afterward. We'll tell you a little bit more about what to expect from upcoming shows and also about the release schedule we have for sample recordings of the best programming from K-Time. But before we even get to that, we're going to need to meet the people surrounding the studio and find out more about what's going on in their lives and what their story is. So before we get to that, I just want to say just a final thank you to, particularly for Dan Pusel, who is riding herd with us today and helping us out with all kinds of behind-the-scenes assistance, particularly working with Zoom, which, as many of you know, is a particularly cumbersome but interesting tool to work with. We're also going to be watching each other work, and so you're going to be looking at a performance in which all of us are in frame, and all of us are participating in what's going on, very much the way that you might see in a live performance. Thank you, Dan, for helping us out, and a thank you to the many people who have made this possible, and particularly to the families and mothers of the participants here, the performers here, who have brought these people together into this place to do this particular thing. We are the Austin College Improv Troupe. And my name is Kirk Everest. I am their coach, and I'll be directing and providing some narrative for you over the course of this epic. But I would like to introduce this troupe to you. This is the Austin College Improv Troupe, and they are...
Reed. Nick.
Abby!
Chloe! Liv!
Collier.
Diara!
Word!
Shannon!
That is, once again, the inestimable 13 Fingers McGinn on keyboard for us today. We're very delighted to have him to play along with us. We are going to take you now to the studio of K-Time, where every week there's always a focus group of where the studio tries to learn from the local community what their opinions and feedback are on the latest programming that they have to offer. And so we take you now to the halls of K-Time Studios, where that focus group session is in progress, discussing the latest shows available on K-Time TV.
Hey, gang, thank you so much for joining us here on for our focus group for our show, Pigs in Clown Costumes. We really just want to start feeling out what your thoughts are.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Peanut. Yeah, so if you all could just tell us, things you loved about the show, things you hated, that would be great.
Something that I actually found quite troubling in my watch through of this was I felt like you guys were trying to make pigs a metaphor for something, like that you were trying to symbolically talk about something bigger, but I, for the life of me, couldn't tell what pigs would represent in this situation. It just seems like I don't know, you guys just got a bunch of pigs together and put them in some clown costumes and turn on the cameras.
Well, I see what you're getting at, and I think that you're completely wrong. And if you if you really tried to embody what a pig is, that you could understand.
Actually, about that, I did have one small note. I get that they're clowns, and I get that that's, what they're being represented as. Did the red noses have to be snouts?
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like that kind of lost the reality.
Yeah, well, the creative team for pigs in clown costumes they actually tried it both ways with clown noses and clown snouts, and it really just hindered the message of the show without it. So we knew that was going to be a controversial issue, but it really helps get their message across. Don't you think, Gallery?
Yeah, absolutely. We also had a big problem with the clown noses where the pigs would actually try to eat them. So this
now,
was...
I have a question. As a victim of the 2016 clown sightings that were occurring all over the country, I felt that this was a little insensitive to people who are highly sensitive to clowns. The pigs were really, really cute, and I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, well, we actually... we were trying to reference the 2016 clown sightings, and it's been 4 years now, and I think it's time that people get over that. And
well, it definitely brought me back, so good job, I guess.
As a somebody who works in the farming industry, do you think this will cause consumers to have a larger and more severe fear of bacon products?
I think it will make them want bacon more, actually, because whenever you see the pigs and they're all cute and they're all dressed up, you look at them and you're like, that looks delicious.
Well, actually, we really want our consumers to be terrified of bacon. Do you want to explain why, Peanut, or should I?
No, I got it. So the reason, we really saw this fear in bacon rise through the season 1 finale, if you all recall, when the bacon came to life and began attacking the whole town. And this really is a huge representation of the art in the world, and how this development of art is terrifying.
See, I'm trying to get that, but when they fought the bacon monster and they formed together as one giant pig clown Voltron, I think that also took away from just the reality of it.
Well, I think most of us will heavily disagree with you on this one, John. So if we could just get the entire room to voice our disagreement with John and how dumb of his opinion that is, that would be great.
I think that was...
No, bring it. No,
well, boo, boo. I have a concern about the religious aspect. I think that there isn't enough representation of religion. I think, the Voltron bacon and all of that is great. But if we want to get a religious contingent of viewers, maybe the lead pig could be like Catholic or something, and then we could get viewers that way.
Look, Father Christian, I understand your connection to the church, but not everything has to be religious. Maybe some people just want to see some pigs dressed up as clowns.
Hey, as a member of the NCC, the National Clown Committee, I really have some concerns. Are all of your pigs registered as full-time clowns?
Well,
Yeah, you take this one, Gallery.
yeah, I'll take this. So the short answer is no. The long answer is the ones that weren't have since been butchered, so the point is kind of moot.
So as someone who is the cousin of the founder of the NCC, National Clown College, will your actors, the pigs, be enrolling within the next year?
Well, obviously the ones who have been butchered will not. But
actually, you can register after death. That's been a big thing that has been happening in Ghost Rights recently.
Would you guys be interested in maybe a sequel series where the bacon is dressed as clowns?
Yes.
Ooh.
Or
And with that provocative thought, ladies and gentlemen, we now turn our attention back to the lives of the people that we've met just a little bit today, and the lives of the people associated with K-Time Studios and the lives of the people associated with them. But before we do that, we do need to take a moment now to thank our sponsor. That's right, this broadcast, in fact, everything that we do, in fact, probably everything that ever was, is in fact sponsored and supported by Time Loops. That's right, Time Loops. And we're going to now provide you with just a brief message from our sponsor, Time Loops.
Oh
Wow.
no. I'm experiencing hunger.
You know what I could use right now? A big hearty bowl of cereal.
Time loops?
Oh no, I'm experiencing hunger.
Time loops.
I swear I just ate dinner 5 minutes ago.
Oh no, I'm experiencing aging.
Serve
Wow,
them in
I'm
a wine
very
bottle.
full.
I'm really hungry.
You know what I could really use right now? A big bowl of Time Loops.
I swear I just ate lunch 5 minutes ago.
Has
That
this
is
ever
hot.
happened to you? Have you ever experienced continual hunger? Well, we have the product just for you.
Time Loops.
I swear I just had a snack 5 minutes ago.
Time loops. You'll be hungrier than when you first ate them.
Time Loops.
Time loops.
I could really go for some experiencing of hunger right now.
I haven't eaten a meal in 5 years.
And in just a moment, we'll have a message from our sponsor. But now we turn your attention to the cast of characters. Now's our chance to meet our primary characters. This is the cast of Epic Improv 2020. We're going to, this our very first episode. We're going to introduce those characters to you now. We're going to start off with Diara as Jim Moneybags. That's right, Diara as Jim Moneybags.
They always want to call me Mr. Moneybags. I don't appreciate that, though. Mr. Moneybags is my father. I like to go by Jim. But you know what, Moneybags? You're doing good. You're doing good, kiddo. You didn't have to murder anyone today yet, and that's a positive thing. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Next, we have Reed as Gramps.
Hello, I'm Grandpa, and I've been around for it all, and I have a lot of grandchildren, and you know, I just want to see them all be successful and to do well, and boy gee whiz, I just really want to be included and see what happens.
We have Liv playing aspiring actress Jennifer.
Hi, my name is Jennifer. I'm an aspiring actress from a really small town in Kansas, and I have some really big dreams. I want to be the most famous K-Time actress that K-Time has ever seen. And, oh my gosh, and I'd love to get to meet Dipstick. That would just make my life.
And next, before we move on, we should mention to everybody that Shitstick, everybody knows who Shitstick is. Shitstick is, of course, the talking magical frog that's the spokesperson for K-Time and introduces all of their programming. We're sure to meet Shitstick, that famous sidekick, a little bit later on. But moving on, we now have Abby as Claire.
Hi, everyone. My name is Claire. I'm Jennifer's roommate, and I'm really excited to be living here. We just moved from Kansas, and you know, me and Jennifer had a really long relationship, and it's not like my ulterior motives are gonna hinder that or anything. We're just gonna live our fantastic life together as best friends.
We have Shannon as Father Christian.
Hello, my children. I am Father Christian coming to you from my confessional because virtual backgrounds are against my religion and my computer's religion. In addition, if I'm looking for donations because my church is on hard times recently, so I'll take donations from anywhere, even places farther down below.
Next, we have Cal as Matthew Williams.
There's a hole in your soul buried deep, deep down under all the regrets. And I'm going to fill it with TV. Me and John both. We're going to find all the things that don't fit together, all the meaning that's been left behind, and we're going to put it in the show.
We also have Nick as John Producer.
Hi, I'm John. John Producer. I created the show Amarillo Vice with my father. But unfortunately, after the incident, I just really want to carry on his and my idea. Really make him proud.
Who could forget Amarillo Vice? One of the most popular shows put out by K-Time. But now we turn to Chloe as Cassandra. Or is it Cassandra?
Either or. It depends on whether you're from the north or from the south.
Oh, right.
Hi, I'm Cassandra, or Cassandra, and I just really like to make you a sandwich right now. And if you're not eating one, go grab one, and maybe with mortadella, or with cheddar, or oh gosh, I need to stop thinking about sandwiches and just step outside this sandwich shop and find myself.
And before we continue, we must, of course, account for Bird, who will be playing, among many other characters, Yaw Bus Customer number 12.
Hey, y'all. I'm bus customer, and I'm here to buy a bus. And I'm going to put people in it.
That's Bird, ladies and gentlemen, who will be playing, among others, Steve and Steve and Steve over the course of our improvisation this evening. Now we take you, gentle viewers, to the room of Claire and Jennifer, roommates, who recently threw a party for Jennifer's success because Jennifer was cast in several hundred parts at once. A sudden windfall beyond all expectations. And at that party, Claire and Jennifer had a fight. Their first really, really brought out, yelling, almost smashing dinnerware kind of fight. And this is breakfast the day after, when they're going to decide whether or not to make up.
Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Claire.
So are you gonna, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to know if you slept okay. I know things got kind of rough last night and you took a pretty hard fall and...
Yeah, I don't know that kind of rough is the best descriptor, Jennifer. We've been friends since we were 2. And I just can't believe that you called me a jerk last night. It was really hurtful, Jennifer.
I can see how that would hurt your feelings, but you were kind of being a jerk to me when you said that I would never make it anywhere with this acting career at the party we threw because I got hundreds of roles.
You know what, Jennifer? Maybe I was just jealous, okay? Maybe I was just jealous because you're getting to live your dream and you're getting to act and you got hundreds of roles.
We didn't just come out here from our small town Kansas City to follow my dreams. We're here to follow both of our dreams. And while I'm not completely sure what your dream is, we're here for both of us.
You know what, Jennifer? I wish I could tell you my dream, but I don't know that you'd want to hear it. Considering I'm a jerk and all.
You make it sound like you're plotting to murder me.
That's crazy. No, not like that's not my dream or anything.
Look, Claire, whether you want to come act at K-Time Studios with me, or you want to go paint murals on puppies, or whether you want to learn how to bake the world's largest bagel, I'm going to support you no matter what, because you're my best friend.
Jennifer, you know that I would never make it at K-Time, not with you literally getting hundreds of roles. Who am I to step in and take those from you?
No. I don't know, I just think it'd be fun, possibly. If you wanted to, we get we become the new big up-and-coming actresses together when we get to walk down the red carpet together as best friends, you know.
Maybe we could even present each other stars on the K-Time Walk of Fame.
I would love that, Jennifer. I'm sorry I called you a jerk.
It's okay, Jennifer. I don't think you meant it. I'm just gonna file it away in the back of my head, just in case.
Okay. Do you want some cake for breakfast from last night?
No, that's fine. That's fine. You eat the cake, Jennifer.
Well, I guess I probably shouldn't since I've got a big day at the office today.
Oh no, you should definitely enjoy some celebratory cake that we didn't eat last night for some reason because we were just having too much fun.
Maybe for lunch.
Okay, let me just cut you a nice big piece and I'll pack it in a Tupperware and stick it in your lunchbox to go.
Okay. Thanks for the party last night.
Of course, Jennifer. I'm glad I have you as a friend.
Will Jennifer eat the cake? And what's the big deal with the cake anyway? It couldn't possibly be that the frosting was poisoned. No, that's simply unthinkable. Speaking of unthinkable, we turn now to the office of Jim Moneybags, where Jim is having a conversation with Father Christian. Money is tight for programming. There's just so much that K-Time is trying to take on. It looks like Jim is talking about either Father Christian needs to make some cuts in those programs that he runs on Sundays, or they might have to cancel the show. One other wrinkle in this particular scene is that periodically Shitstick, the talking frog, will occasionally, as played by Reed, will occasionally interrupt the scene with totally useless information that distracts Jim from the conversation and the matter at hand.
Father Christian.
Mr. Moneybags, Jim.
You got I see. You know what? It's fine. So listen here. Father Christian.
Hey, Jim. I just wanted to let you know that there was another mass shooting yesterday. Thought you'd want to know.
God rest their souls. Jim, I think now more than ever, the studio needs religious programming. You know, this is a time where...
You know what the studio needs, Father Christian? Money. And you know where most of our money is going? To your hour-long prayer devotional things that you keep saying the same thing every Sunday. So I'm trying to understand
hey, Jim,
where all of
I just
money...
thought you should know that it turns out they were all children, too. So, pretty cool.
God rest their little souls. Jim, people need the church. Their poor parents need the church.
And I need money. I have a ton of it already, but that's not for the studio.
If you're looking for money, you should check those bags under your eyes.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
No, don't drag me away.
No more.
Jim?
I'm the freak. I am the...
Okay, Jim, I didn't want to do this, but I have a source for money. It's not the most holy, but I've been having a customer in the church. Lucy is his name. Lucy for short is his name. And I think I could maybe get some money from him to continue the programming.
Listen, you have one more Sunday to give me the money that I need, or your program is out of here. Do you understand me, Father Christian?
Yes,
Not
Jim.
playing games with you.
I understand, Jim. Oh, please, God, and any other divine being listening, please help me and give me money by next Sunday.
For you to be a pastor of a Christian something, you sure do believe in a lot of other things.
We leave Father Christian with Father Christian's strange and unusual prayers. but I'm certain we'll find out what the fate of that program will eventually be. Nevertheless, the rumor of cuts have made their way around to the offices of K-Time, and we find a conversation between John and Matthew, both creative artists involved with successful shows on the network, with the sudden and unexpected news that their shows might face imminent and totally unexpected cancellation. Here they are, dealing with this crisis together.
I know the end of all things is inevitable, John, and that everything I love will one day come to die, but honestly, I didn't expect it so soon.
Yeah, this is just really coming at me. I felt like our shows were doing so well in ratings, and I thought we were pulling in at least like 20 viewers a night.
Yeah, and if we just got on the air, we're hardly to our mid-season finales. John, life is all about choices, and we need to make some choices with our creative IPs to really boost our ratings. We need to throw gasoline on this fire.
You're right. We need to do something big to pull in some numbers.
And
we need a main character to die.
John, I think you're thinking too small. We need our whole casts to die.
The whole cast? I mean, if we're short on money, we're going to have to, hire a whole new cast of people after that, right?
No, we just swap casts. We burn it all down and build something new.
You're saying that we could start something together?
Exactly. They don't like either of our shows on their own? We combine our viewership under one umbrella.
Matthew, I think we should go into business together. But before we do, I have to ask, why are you doing this? Why do you want to go into business with me? I mean, let's be honest, you're pulling in more views than I am, and well, you're getting better ratings from the 3 critics on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nothing means anything, John. You and me, you and someone else. And if nothing means anything, then the only thing that means anything is the thing that's in front of you. And plus, you're my roommate, so it'd make it really easy to storyboard together.
Yeah, no, we would have really easy office hours. I love your optimism, Matthew. I think this is the start of something really big here.
All beginnings begin with an end.
And all endings, I guess, now have a cast dying. How are we gonna pull this off? I mean, if we're losing a budget, we gotta go big or go home, right?
Exactly. Our mid-season finales are gonna have to become series finales so that we can pool our viewership.
Matthew, what if we go out with a literal bang here? What if we explode the cast?
Explode the cast. I did say we need to throw gasoline on this thing.
Exactly. No, you were building up to it, I think.
Yeah, I didn't mean it literally at the time, but I can now see that the only choice that we can make that has any sense here at all is a destructive choice.
What do you say, Matthew? Partners?
Partners.
We leave John and Matthew now to discover our one of our favorite sandwich shop personnel, Cassandra. Cassandra, on a rare trip outside the John Jimmy's sandwich shop where Cassandra works, is delivering a sandwich to Gramps and has a conversation that changes the course of her day and possibly her life. Cassandra makes a sandwich delivery.
Wow, I've never seen the light of day before. I've lived inside John Jimmy's all 23 years of my life, and wow.
Cassandra! Hi! You looked like you were really deep in thought there.
Yeah, it was. You kind of shot my head with that screaming of yours.
Do you have my soup I ordered?
I think you ordered a sandwich. Let me check sandwich.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, here you go.
Oh. Did you know that I invented the sandwich?
I did not. I thought it was Mr. Loaf of Meter's Eve.
Oh, Mr. Loaf, that no good fella, always taking credit for my inventions.
Gramps, where do you live? If you invented the sandwich, you must be very wealthy.
Hang on, I know I wrote it down here somewhere. Where do I live? Where do I don't know where I live!
Well, I don't have a phone, so can't really look it up. Maybe we could ask around, and find...
Oh, look, a sandwich! Did you know that I invented the sandwich?
Yeah, I do now. Why don't we go on a walk and see if we can find out where you live so that I can get away from here where I've lived forever.
That sounds good. I like walking.
Your walker looks kind of old, and there's no tennis balls on the bottoms. It's actually just a tree branch. Do you need that, or can we just, you want to hold my arm?
Well, it's part of my style, but I'll hold your arm.
Okay.
We leave them walking down in search of Gramps' home and Cassandra's new life, arm in arm, and Branch Walker somewhere left on the sidewalk. We find ourselves now, in fact, in the church of Father Christian, where Father Christian is having a conversation with this mysterious individual, Lucy, as played by Cal.
Hi, Lucy. It's great to see you again in the house of the Lord.
It's the first time I've been invited in a good long while, Father. Now I hear you are having some money issues.
Yeah, the studio said that, if I don't cough up some more dough, my show will be canceled possibly. And I just can't afford, the church just can't afford that. So I was wondering if you could help me out. How many souls will you need?
Well, that's a question, isn't it? How many souls do I need? I don't need any of them, but I want all of them. And I can give you a lot of money. I think we simply need to establish a rate. I will give you $5,000 for each soul you give me.
Wow, that's more money than I make in a week. Okay, okay, here's what I'll do. Next Sunday, I will slip in a questionable passage in my preachings and turn a few souls over to you. Maybe like around 10. I think that would be, no. I'm sorry, I didn't go to math school. Around 30 would be good.
Father, I have a better idea. Why don't I come on and help make your show? Maybe even come on and sing a prayer. I feel that, well, let's just say, no one knows the man upstairs quite like I do.
That's a brilliant idea, Lucy. I would love to have you on the show. When I was a young boy, my father, he had trouble making it in the TV show industry, so this would really mean the world to me. Thank you so much, Lucy.
Please, call me Morningstar.
Could I hear that name again?
Please, call me Morningstar.
That's what I thought. Just to be sure. We turn from the whiff of brimstone to the smell of sandwiches and craft services at the studios of K-Time, where Jennifer has made her way to work and is wondering whether or not to have that cake as a snack, and runs smack into Jennifer and Gramps. Jennifer and Gramps discover Cassandra and Gramps. Cassandra and Gramps run straight into Jennifer. Gramps thinking that, of course, the studio is his home, and Cassandra and Jennifer meet. During this conversation, Jennifer nearly eats the cake, but Gramps keeps preventing it from actually happening. Let's see.
Cake for lunch. You almost did cake for breakfast. Cake for
Is that
lunch.
Jennifer I see off in the distance?
Hey, Grandpa.
Oh, whoa, Jennifer. I hope you've been good.
I have, Grandpa. Just, working and filming a bunch of shows.
Oh, I see you have some cake there. Was it did I miss your birthday?
Oh, no, Grandpa. We just had a party to celebrate all of my career kind of taking off.
Oh.
Who's...
Oh, how rude of me. This is Cassandra, my granddaughter.
Yeah,
my other one.
You work at that sandwich shop, don't you?
Yes, I do. I've seen you around actually. Your hat kind of sticks up, but I've never said hi because I have lived in the sandwich shop my whole life. But it's very nice to meet you, and nice to meet you too, new Grandpa. Didn't know that you were mine, but I don't have one, so.
Yeah, I'm everyone's grandpa.
Well, I, better get to eating my cake for lunch, because...
Well, hang on a second. Did I take my medicine this morning?
You did. You asked me to shove it into the sandwich.
Oh, I remember now. Good. That cake, can I smell that?
Sure.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I recognize this smell. It smells like our amoxicillin.
You mean amoxicillin?
Yeah, amoxicillin.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
What is that? Some sort of dye or?
It's a poison.
What's a poison?
We got this cake from the local shop. I don't know why it would contain amoxicillin.
I've heard some things about the cake shop in town from my pen pal who sends me letters to the sandwich shop. And they're not the greatest rumors about the cakes that are made there.
Huh. I mean, Claire was in charge of getting the cakes. I guess maybe she just didn't, read all of the Yelp reviews.
I don't know where I am.
Oh,
Grandpa.
I guess maybe I should save this for dinner then.
Oh, is that a cake?
Having narrowly missed death, I'm certain that we'll meet Jennifer again. But with thoughts of her in mind, we turn now to Claire, who is visiting the baker where she secured the cake in the first place, which may or may not have poison frosting in it. And she may or may not be trying to find out whether or not this possibly existent or non-existent poison is still good after a certain period, and what its expiration time might in fact be, and in fact what kind of warranties are available if should it not perform to satisfaction. And so now we have a scene between Claire and the baker. Who do we have for the baker? Oh, a Bird. We've got Bird playing the baker.
Hi, I have some questions. I ordered a cake from Jerry the other day.
I am Jerry.
Oh, hi, Jerry. Good to see you. You fulfilled the order for Claire.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
With the extra sprinkles.
There was what you were asking me to do is highly, highly illegal with the extra sprinkles.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, I thought that's what the extra $100 were for.
oh no, yes, I know about the extra $100. I could not per se put the sprinkles in the cake. I could not make a confetti cake because that is so super illegal. However, I could put the sprinkles in the icing.
Okay,
So,
well, dang it, that kind of messes up my plan. I did a lot more research on what the effect of the the sprinkles would be if they were in the cake and not the icing. Probably changed the chemical compound. Do you know anything about that?
I do know that when you heat amoxicillolase, as if I were to bake it in the cake, a chemical compound would make it poisonous. But since I just mixed it into the icing, I am not sure if it is poisonous or not. Only the Lord knows.
Well, I did do research that it becomes reactionary when mixed with milk. The sprinkles, I mean, are reactionary when mixed with milk. And do you guys put milk in your icing?
Oh yeah, like a shitload.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so it should still work.
I think that the sprinkles will be very sweet.
Now, listen, I have a question. So we ordered the cake like 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the sprinkles will still be effective? She hasn't eaten it yet.
Okay.
Does it have like that half-life thing where it like goes away the longer it sits?
It does. Listen, amoxicillolase.
You mean sprinkles?
I mean sprinkles. Sprinkles days.
Mm-hmm.
It has a half-life of about a day and a half. So you're really just gonna have to get her to eat like a lot of the sprinkles in the icing to get her a sweet tooth. Like 4 slices. Like just get her to go crazy on the icing. It doesn't matter if she eats the cake or not.
So maybe if I just like take one of those spatulas and like put it in her mouth while she sleeps, do you think that would work?
Yes, you could also scrape all of the icing off the top of the cake and push it all onto, like, you know what, just give her a corner piece, actually.
That's the smart way to do it.
Claire's the kind of person who's always thinking, and what we're going to catch up right now is the checklist that Claire goes down driving home from the baker. Right now, we're going to just, whatever it is that Claire is saying to herself as she's driving, going over in her mind all the things she needs to do. That's what we're going to see right now.
All right, so I have to make sure that I get her that corner piece, but how will I convince her to eat it? Because I tried to give it to her for breakfast saying, it's a party, eat cake for breakfast, and she didn't go for that. And then she brought the Tupperware of it home, so she didn't even get to eat it at the studio. Maybe we put on The Bachelor and we drink like 3 bottles of wine, and then maybe she'll eat the cake. Okay, but now I need to have a plan B if she doesn't want to drink the wine or doesn't want to watch The Bachelor. Now, if she doesn't want to watch The Bachelor, maybe we put on something sweet and sappy, like The Notebook. I think that would be good. That always makes her nice and sad. But maybe she's not in the mood to be sad. I mean,
Ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring.
Oh, hello?
Hey, I just had this crazy memory about us when we were younger. Remember when we used to always eat cake and ice cream and it was like the best thing ever?
Oh my gosh, Rebecca, I'm so glad you called. I do remember that. Oh my gosh, wow, really brought back some memories.
Flashback to that moment.
Claire.
It's really good with this ice cream.
I know, it's my favorite. I'm so glad that I got the vanilla and the red velvet. It just makes everything so much better.
You know what would make this even better? Sprinkles.
Flashback to the present.
Hey, Rebecca, you know, that just made me think of something. Can I call you back later tonight and we can actually catch up?
Yeah, for sure, totally.
Cool, thanks, bye. Okay, so I get a gallon of vanilla ice cream and I put that with the corner piece. No, wait, does she like vanilla or does she like chocolate? I wish I
We
knew her
leave.
better.
We leave Claire to her thoughts and now turn to Matthew's thoughts. Matthew similarly is murmuring to himself some inner reflections before walking into a meeting with Jim. In fact, it's in the middle of his inner reflections when he realizes he's already walked into the meeting with Jim, in which Jim is going to have some words about possibly canceling Matthew's show.
All right, these numbers here are not adding up. Father Christian is bringing in some money from God knows where. Don't really care as long as I get it.
And we fade out on Jim's internal monologue as we hear Matthew's internal monologue.
There's a darkness in us all. A darkness that eats and grinds away at the things that we love. This darkness is us. It is inseparable from us. In many ways, it is the only thing that makes us who we are. All that we do is pointless.
We fade in now on Jim's internal monologue.
All right. I'm gonna have to keep the dog show because the viewers are loving that one. That's bringing in all the money. Matthew.
We fade back into Matthew's internal monologue.
What I choose to do is what I am. And I've chosen something superficial. I've chosen something about appearances. Does that ultimately make me superficial?
And we fade into Jim's internal monologue.
What if we don't cancel Matthew's show, but we get rid of Henchman 7? I know, but Matthew, what if we do both? Then we save even more money.
And we fade into Matthew's internal monologue.
Silence.
And we realize that all of this has actually been a real conversation all this time. And they start talking to each other.
Matthew, just the fella I was looking to see.
Jim, I know you were looking to see me. You called me to your office.
Doesn't that mean I was looking to see you? Listen.
So.
Listen. So, I've heard that you guys have been spreading some rumors around the TV station, and listen, they're true. They're not necessarily rumors. I'm just gonna have to tell. We might have to cut your show.
Life Drudges On Regardless is a tour de force work, showing people exactly the depths of depravity of the human spirit.
Maybe so, and maybe life does trudge on regardless, but you know what won't? Your TV show if I don't get more money.
John and I have had a wonderful idea that I think you like.
John has a show? Oh, yeah.
Little Vice?
Yeah, that's a good one right there. We like Amarillo Vice. That one's pretty good.
We're thinking of combining our shows. Trying to double the revenue streams.
And who gave you the permission to do that?
In this life, no one needs permission. Our actions are our own, and there is nothing for which we can do that.
Maybe so in this life, but at my TV station, you need some permissions or nothing's going to happen for you. Do you hear me?
Jim. Let me tell you something I know about you. All of us in this life are pursuing something that we will never find in order to fill our souls with some semblance of purpose. And I know for you that is wealth and power.
You see this right here, Matthew? You see this, buddy boy?
I'm honestly having a hard time seeing it.
That's fair. But listen, it's a blade. It's a very sharp, very real blade that's been passed through my lifetime generations. I'm not afraid to use it. Nor am I afraid to use this sharpener pen.
I bring up money and power to say that I think I can help you upon this journey of yours. That I think that my show, with its existential themes, will speak to everyone. I can up these ratings if you give me a chance.
If you can bring me some better ratings and some better money by next Monday. Yeah, next Monday. And we'll have a deal. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Matthew?
I cannot choose not to.
Good answer. Good answer.
In another part of the building, John is having a conversation with Mary, that extraordinarily capable technical director and all-around person who does just about everything at the studio, technical and otherwise. There's Mary. Mary's going to have a conversation with John, producer. Mary may occasionally be conversing on the phone or through other remote means with Bob, the director. But John's trying to explain to Mary how exactly he wants to blow up the cast. And so it's a conversation, a frank conversation about how to realize this particular vision in practical, televisable, and recordable terms. It is, however, going to be interrupted, maybe twice, by Shitstick, interrupting the way things only the way that Shitsticks can. In this case, played by Reed.
Hey, Mary. Hey, do you have a minute? Hey, Mary, your intercom's gone a little silent. Your headset.
You hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I'm
Sorry,
so sorry.
it's the cameras and the feedback in the studio.
Of course, yes, that happens sometimes.
Look, Mary, I got to be honest with you. You might have heard some rumors floating around the studio lately. To be quite frank, there are going to be some budget cuts. And because of that, well, Amarillo Vice is going to have to come to an end a little bit early.
Mm. So you had some ideas of how to end it, right?
Yeah. So I've been thinking, and I've been talking to Matthew. You know Matthew, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I know everyone. Oh, hang on one second. Ring. Hey Bob. Yeah, of course I'll bring you lunch. Anything for you. Okay. All right. Goodbye. Sorry, that was just Bob. Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
You're fine.
Hey, John, I gotta tell you something. Did you hear that Omaha Ninja did this really cool thing for their mid-series finale where they blew up the entire cast? It was amazing.
Thanks, Shitstick.
Didn't hear that, Shitstick. Thank you for letting me know.
No problem.
So we're blowing up the cast, Mary.
Isn't that copyrighted now? We'll have to think.
They copywrote the way that they did it, which was by putting them in just a really big oil drum and packing it to the brim. Just if it wasn't people space, it was dynamite. They packed it to the brim, just stuffed it, got a real big fuse, put it like outside of the shipping container, and and it went for like 30 minutes. That was the whole episode. And they just exploded.
Expensive. It sounds expensive. No wonder they ended early.
Yeah, well, they had to copyright that. That was a pretty interesting way to get rid of the cast. But because of that, we are going to have to do something different, which won't be copywritten. And so I'm thinking what we do is we do kind of this reverse thing, right? Typically, when you explode people, you like want to drop things on them. See, I'm thinking in this episode, the sheriff in Amarillo Vice gets a plane, and he gets the townsfolk in the plane, but drops them all on top of a bomb. And
I couldn't help but overhear what you were saying, and I just wanted to let you know in my infinite sack I have here that I actually have a nuke. Would you like a nuke?
You have a nuke in that sack.
I have everything.
How many nukes do you have?
We need to talk to our security people.
A lot of nukes.
A lot of nukes?
Get in here with them.
I'd have to say at least 7. There's a good number of nukes in here. Do you want to count them?
We will leave the question of how lead-lined that infinite bag of shit sticks in fact is, with this incredible knowledge that shit stick is in fact packing nukes. I'm certain that will be really useful to know later on. But all of this is completely by the wayside to Jennifer and Cassandra, who have struck up one of those 8-hour conversations and are still talking at the commissary, the cake moldering over in the corner, completely untouched and forgotten, because they've discovered, Jennifer and Cassandra have discovered, they have something they never expected to have in common, something important. Lead in that conversation.
You know, I just never expected to get out of all 456 of my auditions that I had last week, to get so many of them. I mean,
yeah, that's crazy. I also auditioned for 460 something auditions. I didn't get any of them. But you did. That's great, and I'm proud of you, knowing that we're now.
Sandra, you want to be an actress?
I would be a stunt double. So just kind of, looking like the actresses, but not actually saying the words or any of that stuff.
But you're so good at making sandwiches, and you just want to give all of that up to be a stunt double?
Well, a long time ago, I was standing in my kitchen in the middle of a summer day making peanut butter and jelly. And for some reason, our kitchen was on the second story. And I thought, wow, I'm having such a good time. My sandwich is about to be done. And then my brother, Sandy, he pushed me out the window. And I thought, wow, falling out that window was 150 times better than making that sandwich. And so I realized the only way to become a stunt double is to make sandwiches. And
Cassandra, maybe I could talk to my director and see if you could be my stunt double. I mean, look at us. We're basically twins. I can't make any promises. I don't know what it'll say. But
well, you know what?
Maybe you could, be part-time stunt double and part-time sandwich maker.
Yeah, that'd be so great. And you know what they say about people that break their promises? They get killed.
Well, you know what, Cassandra? I never hope to break my promises or get killed. Sometimes things are out of your control.
Luckily, you and Gramps are my only friends.
It is uncanny how much Jennifer and Cassandra resemble each other when certain steps are taken. I'm certain that we'll find occasion to learn more about that, but now we need to take a brief pause. In fact, considering that cause of reflection, you ever have those moments when breakfast looks like dinner or dinner looks like breakfast? Isn't a bowl of cereal something inherently that you can eat any time of day? I've learned recently it's a good snack at night. It's something you can eat and go to sleep afterwards. Time Loops is a breakfast cereal that you can have past, present, future, now, and then. It's let's hear a brief word from our sponsor, Time Loops.
Right.
Do you ever feel like you really need to eat something, but gosh darn it, you just don't have the time?
Just planned on eating dinner 5 minutes from now.
Well, have I got news for you.
Hi,
See.
loop. Part of a balanced breakfast, lunch, dinner, and life.
You ever eat too much and then you want to uneat your dinner? Time loops.
Do you ever want to eat something but feel like you just don't have the time? Well, boy, have I got the product for you.
Just eat a bowl of time loops 5 years from now, and you'll be satisfied forever.
I was going to plan on thinking about eating 5 minutes from now, my loops.
Eat it out of a Klein bottle.
Time loop.
Have
Time
you ever
loops.
been hungry?
Time
Try
loops.
some time loops.
Time loops.
Part of a balance.
Time loops.
Have you ever not been hungry?
And as the gentle susurration of our sponsor fades into the background, we turn our attention now to the equally mysterious and magnificent establishment of Lady Lilith, the fortune teller. Before it just happens to be a particular tradition in this particular community about this time of week that everybody goes to see Lady Lilith for a consultation. So what we're going to see are a series of people stepping into, as I edit them, they're going to step into one at a time. We're going to go ahead and start with, Claire is definitely the first one to speak to Lady Lilith. But Lady Lilith will tell their fortunes and we'll learn about what might be in store for some of these people. Let's see.
Hi, I think I'm your 3 o'clock appointment.
Oh, yes. I know.
Okay.
Called earlier that also psychic.
Yes.
Now tell me, what has been troubling you? Question
Well,
the answers to.
I have some plans with a friend, and there's a lot of uncertainty, and I would love to have some help on figuring out, how those plans might go if I do them or if I don't do. They're just, will my plans follow through?
Pick a card.
It's unbelievable.
And upside down, no less.
Oh, what does that mean?
It tells me that your plans will have consequences that you never anticipated.
Oh, well, I only anticipated the death, but I mean, do you know what kind of consequences?
One thing is clear. A life taken does not stop taking, and death only breeds death.
So does that mean I'm gonna die or my friend is gonna die?
Unfortunately, the stars do not often get so specific. All I know is that if you kill your friend, another must also die.
Okay, good to know. Thanks, I guess. I have to go.
There's a tip jar on your way out.
Who is next for Lady Lilith's? That's right. It's Jerry.
Hello, Lady Lilith. I just I did something and I would like to know how it's gonna go. I'm a baker. You probably know that. You're psychic. And I just want to know if I did anything wrong or if I'm in the right because I was just paid to do something that was already gonna happen. And I need to put on my baker hat.
Yes, I cannot channel your energies without your hat. Let me see your palm, child. You have entwined yourself with another. And while your actions themselves have not changed your fate, the people you have aligned yourself with, you will stay aligned with.
Am I in love?
Not yet.
And our next customer for Lady Lilith is Father Christian.
Hello, my child. Yes, I usually don't come to places like this, but I felt like I'm in a hard place right now and I need a little bit of guidance. I'm just worried that what I'm doing may be immoral.
The card shows. It's an angel, actually. That worked out pretty well. The cards show that you undermine the very thing you wish to build. And by allowing yourself to undermine your own principles, you have undermined your own principles.
Lady Lilith, do you know if there's any way I can get out of my arrangement without myself being
Cards
under?
that dropped on the floor will show me. Ah, yes. It seems that you still hold the power to change your destiny.
Thank you, Lady Lilith. You just told me exactly what I wanted to hear. I don't have much money, but I can leave you my card so you can come to the church. I'll put that in your tip jar. Thank you so much.
Don't worry. My job is telling people exactly what they want to hear.
And next in Lady Lilith's waiting room is Jim Moneybags.
Thank you for joining me here, Lady Lilith. You know I don't like to go out in public that often, so I'm very grateful that you decided to meet me in this place. I'm very grateful for that.
Yes, of course. What seems to be the issue?
Listen, you also know that I don't like to go into too much details, which is why I don't like to go to the therapist that often either. But we've been falling on some hard times here at the studio, and I have the money, but I just don't feel like putting in my own money when they should be bringing it in for me, you know? So I have my clients kind of doing some questionable activities, and I just don't really know if I should keep them on. And also, I want to know if this Life Trudges On whatever show should still be going, because it just isn't bringing in the viewers it's supposed to be bringing in anymore.
Something tells me that I am, in particular, the wrong person to ask about Life Trudges On regardless. But here's what I know. Success will come your way, but things will get worse before they get better. K-time will find its footing, but only in time.
Make it make sense right now, Lady Lilith,
Okay,
or you'll get the knife.
basically, you're going to have to make some choices, and those choices will result in things getting better. But of course, it's going to be a growing period. Things will get worse, then they'll get better. It's basic narrative structure.
Also
Right.
seeing Lady Lilith and skirting the pool of blood on the floor, John, producer.
Hi, Lady Lilith. I'm not particularly religious, so I don't always come to these things, but I just felt like I was really struggling with something lately. Lady Lilith, my show that I worked on with my dad is, well, it's being canceled, but not exactly. It's sort of being moved into this new state with a dear friend of mine, and I'm looking forward to it, but is this the right move? I mean, we're blowing up the cast to get there.
In the bones that I have just cast,
Spoiler alert for the show, Lady Lilith.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know if you're a fan.
You know, you didn't say the name of the show, so I was fine until you reminded me it was spoilers. It's
Omaha Ninja.
Well, in the bones that I've just cast, I saw the outcome of the show anyway, so it you know, you really don't get a lot of, like, TV spoilers don't bother you when you're a psychic.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so in the bones that I have just cast, I see that you must be true to your heart and true to your father.
We next have a consultation with Gramps.
Hello!
When Gramps turns his hearing aid off, no one can hear him speak.
Is this the bathroom?
In a sense. For it is often filled with the waste of life's troubles.
Oh,
But
that's interesting.
yeah,
I don't even have to go anymore anyways.
Unfortunates. Grandpa.
Hello!
Now in normal, I would have someone here. I would read their fortune, but knowing how wise and powerful you are, I ask you to read mine.
Oh, okay. Can you get a little closer? Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, I see a lot of lines, and did you know that I actually invented palm reading? Nah, that's neither here nor there. Anyways, I see a lot of interactions with a lot of different people, and I also see cereal, a breakfast cereal. Is this sponsored by Time Loops?
Sponsored? Sponsored by Time Loops, you say?
I'm getting that feeling.
So you're saying that we're sponsored by Time?
You know what this means, don't you?
I think I do, but I'd like you to say it anyway.
Well, I'd like you to say it.
Well,
But I'm sure you'd like me to say it too, so...
All right, well, why don't we both say it on three?
We should say it together.
Yeah. One,
two, three. We're gonna get so much money.
That extraordinary brainstorm has given us a surge of psychic fuel that will carry us long past the confines of Lady Lilith's fortune-telling establishment. But it turns out, over in the studio, that conversation between John and Mary is still going on because, I mean, the technical problems involved purchasing the explosives, the level, the boom, the pyrotechnics, getting the licensure, all of that is just wearing on into the wee hours of the night. And so we're going to see them getting a little punchy and revealing a little bit about each other while they're trying to nail down these last technical details. And they've been working at this for hours. We turn now to John and Mary.
So you're telling me we can't get the plane by Tuesday? Mary, again, the interference in the studio, it's hard to hear you. It's...
Mary, I think Mary's on the line with Bob. I think Mary might have to perform
your
the scene
intercom
entirely
mic
with stickies.
It's red. It's...
Thank you so much for your patience. I am so sorry. I was just on the phone with Bob again. Lovely guy. Yes, I'm so sorry. We can't get the plane because the pilot doesn't want to drop a nuke too close to a populated area. I mean, so we might have to get a helicopter instead or just a really big crane.
So we can't even film in the location that we were going to?
No, again, the police said that we can't drop nukes that close to a populated...
We're trying to save money, and I get that our cast is one person for a lot of roles, but we can't fly that many people out to a remote location.
Oh my God, if Bob
There's no way we could do anything remotely.
If you were Bob, this would be so much better. Bob is like
It is at that moment that Shitstick, played by Reed, comes into the studio, being Shitstick's usual self, but eats a piece of cake and appears to have a spectacular death scene.
So I guess we'll have to budget some money for vans to drive people.
Is this? I'm gonna have to take this one out of your paycheck as well, Mary. I'm sorry.
Shit stick.
Shh.
Shit stick.
Shit stick wants cake.
What are you doing here so late?
Is that? I think I've seen that cake before.
Yeah, I think I saw it in Jennifer's Tupperware when we were working on set.
This is good cake. It tastes like carnage.
Shit stick. We label food in the fridge for a reason.
Oh, I feel a little rumbly. Well, there must have been a lot of dairy in that cake. Oh.
Did you take your lactoid pill?
I took some. Oh. Give me a second. I need to. Oh. Okay, just.
Stick.
Oh. Hey, hang on a sec. Okay.
Bob?
You trying to audition for something? What's up?
Bob, we may need an ambulance.
This is happening. Oh, okay.
Look, if
I
we
can
can
get past now.
Location, we can't afford that.
Oh, I was wrong.
What if all the cars are ambulances? Okay. We need like 5 ambulances
Stick.
staffed. One
We're
for
not on camera right
No,
now.
don't get authorities involved.
You want my applause? Do you want something from me, huh? Like my applause, my approval?
Yes,
This isn't funny. We're trying to plan out the next episode.
yes, I need your money, and I also need if you have an in with anyone in the ambulance industry, that would be great too.
Shit stick?
Shit stick. And I'll
Hey,
check his
John.
pulse.
John.
Yeah, Jim.
Ah.
Hey, Jim. What's up?
Hey, I was looking for shit stick and he disappeared. Do you happen to know where my shit stick is?
He doesn't have a pulse,
no. Shit stick came in here and he just ate some cake.
and he's not breathing.
Not breathing.
He's not breathing.
No,
Is that what I just heard you say?
he's not breathing.
Well,
He's
what?
not-
Well, how did he get the cake in the first place?
Wait, he's really not?
My shit stick, and now he's dead. You better do something right now before you meet him there.
Bob, I need the ambulance's stat.
I'm gonna have to rewrite everything. This is a budgeting nightmare.
God. We're gonna have to pay for the ambulances, the funeral, and the wake.
Mary, I'm sorry. This has to come out of your paycheck too.
What will be the fate of Shit Stick? How do you perform CPR on a talking magical frog? Will someone have access to the nukes? What is in store for the extraordinary combination of Jennifer and Cassandra as actor and stunt double? What is really Claire's secret dream, and how will that manifest itself? And what was in those sprinkles after all? And of course, you'll want to see what happens when Lucy appears on Father Christian's show. Not to mention, where did Jim get those swords? Nice blades. We're going to find out about all of that and more on our very next episode of Epic Improv 2020. We're going to be streaming that from this very same place on Facebook, assuming that Facebook cooperates, on Tuesday at 6 p.m. And watch this space tomorrow evening. We're going to be sharing with you the fruits of some of K-Time's production efforts, also improvised entirely in Zoom for your delectation and enjoyment. Thank you so much for joining us here today for the launching episode of this year's Epic Improv event. We are killing time together here on the astral plane in the Zoom room. We are the Austin College Improv Troupe. And before we introduce these people one last time, I want to give one final shout out to Dan Pusel for his extraordinary work behind the scenes. Thank you so much, Dan. And a thank you in advance for John McGinn. 13 fingers on that extraordinary keyboard. My name is Kirk Everest. I am the coach and director for the Austin College Improv Troupe, and we are
Olivia.
Callier.
Shannon.
Nick.
Reed.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we go, there is one final piece of business that I completely forgot to take care of at the top of the show, and that is that one of our players today, it is, in fact, his birthday. And one of the things that we like to do in today's environment is, of course, whenever we sing that song, Happy Birthday, which we all sing to make sure that we're washing our hands for the proper length of time, it's always nice to have someone specific to send it out to today. That man is Nick Xavier. Thank you so much for sharing your birthday with us today. And of course, an extra happy Mother's Day to your mother. But we're going to sing happy birthday to you right now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday out of sync, dear Nick. Happy birthday to you. And many more. That's our show for Sunday, May 10th. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you at our next one. Join us then. We're the Austin College Improv Troupe. Good night.